All right, going to try to make this quick. I'm going to cover sort of 3 chapters and a little bit extra. And then we'll practice individually on these, not all at the same time. But I want to sort of give you the rundown on, it's really a lot of stuff that we did last year, and I'm going to ask you a little more complex questions in class. Okay. All right, so let's start here. First, exponent properties involving products. So when we multiply, and here's the general idea. The general idea is if the base is the same, and I have exponents, different exponents, then I am going to add my exponents, and I will show you what this looks like here. All right, so let's take a look. This is going to be 7 cubed is the same as saying 7 times 7 times 7, and then this is 7 cubed times 7 to the 5th. Well, 7 to the 5th is 7 times 7 times 7 times 7 times 7. This together is 7 to the 5th. So when you really multiply all of them together, all the way across, you end up with 8. Right? And that's really the whole thing. That's the product powers property. All right? Take a look at another example here. 9 times 9 to the 8 times 9 squared. 9 to the 1st times 9 to the 8th times 9 squared. Hopefully you have looked at that and you said, 1 plus 8 plus 2, that's going to be 11. So I'm going to have 9 to the 11th power. All right, so that's that one. Let's take a look at another one. If I've got -5 times -5 to the 6th, again, the base is -5. My base doesn't change. That's the number that I'm multiplying. My exponent is the number of times that I multiply it. So I'm just going to add. All right, this is 1 negative, I have 1 -5, and this is 6 -5s being multiplied. So altogether, I have -5 to the 7th power. All right, same deal. X to the 4th times x to the 3rd. I'm going to end up with x to the 7th. All right. All right. Now, I don't necessarily. Let's do this. I don't want you to take any. Don't really take any notes unless you really feel like you have to. Okay. I'm not going to check all these notes. I'll let you know what I am checking for a little bit later in the video. All right. Simplify it. 3 squared times 3 to the 7th. You try this one. 3 to the 9th. Excellent work. Try another one. Ready? 5 times 5 to the 9th. What do you got? That's right. It's 5 to the 10th. All right. What do you got here? Yep. -7 to the 3rd power. And we've got here. What do you got? Did you get x to the 9th? Good job. All right. That's product power. Now, let's talk about quotient power. Right? So, when I'm talking about quotients here, right? Here too, I've got 8 to the 10th divided by 8 to the 4th. I've got -3 to the 9th divided by -3 to the 3rd. We have the same idea here. Okay? It's 8 to the 10th divided by 8 to the 4th. What this is going to look like is, and I can rewrite 8 to the 10th, I can rewrite as 8 to the 4th, right, times 8 to the 6th, and I'm going to divide this by 8 to the 4th. Well, this and this cancel out to make 1, which leaves me with 8 to the 6th. Okay? And the general idea here is if I'm dividing, then some of them will cancel, and if they cancel, then I'm really subtracting those amounts. Okay? So same deal here, right? There's 9 of these. The base is showing up 9 times. The base here is 3 times. I'm dividing, which means I'm going to be subtracting. Okay? So I'm going to end up with, my answer here is -3, right, to the 6th power. Okay? Which, if I look at this, I can break this down to -3 times to the 3rd power, right? Divided by, or times -3 to the 6th power, divided by -3 to the 3rd power. These divide out to make 1, and I'm left with -3 to the 6th. All right. Let's take a look at another one. Why don't you go ahead and try C on your own and try D on your own, and I'll go through the answer real quick. All right, in C we have 5 to the, let's see, we've got 5 to the 4th times 5 to the 8th, right? There should be a dot there, sorry. Multiply these. 4 plus 8 is going to be 12, so that's divided by 5 to the 7th. That's going to give me 5 to the 5th, okay? Here I've got, if I multiply this out, this the denominator here is over 1, so that's going to give me x to the 6th divided by x to the 4th, which is going to give me x squared. Okay, and if you need to see it, this is 5 to the 12th would be the same as 5 to the 7th times 5 to the 5th over 5 to the 7th. Cancel these out. Okay, same thing here, x to the 6th, this would be x to the 4th times x squared over x to the 4th. These cancel out. Okay. All right, let's take a look at another one. Go ahead, try number 1. You don't need to write it down. You can just do it in your head, hopefully. Number 2. All right, number 1. Hopefully you got 6 to the 6th power, right? 11 minus 5, 6. Negative 4. This is going to be negative 4 to the 7th power. Okay. There you go. Try another one. Try number 3. So the answer here is, this is going to be 7, this will be 2, so I get 9 to the 5th power. Another way I could say is, I could just cancel out 9 to the 3rd and 9 squared. That leaves me with 1, 9. 9 to the 4th times 9 is 9 to the 5th. Try number 4. Hopefully you got y cubed. All right. If you're not sure how I got any of these, just go ahead, write the question down, bring it to class, and I'll try to explain it then. All right. Try these. A little trickier, but not really that much. All right, this one, x over 9, right? X over y to the 3rd is just going to give me x cubed over y cubed. Okay. B, I'm going to get here, I'm going to have negative, and what I can do is I can say put the negative with the 7, so negative 7 squared is 49, and x squared, and that's it. All right. Let's try another one. These start to get a little more interesting, okay? When we do product, so let's see how we have an exponent inside of another exponent, okay? Well, remember what this means is this is 4 to the 3rd power, and x squared to the 3rd power, and 5 to the 3rd power, and y to the 3rd power, and then keep the location where they are, right? So if it's a numerator, it's a that's where I'm, multiplying, and this is the number of pieces I'm making it into, so this is what I'm dividing it by, okay? So in this first one, what I'm going to end up with is I'm going to have, well, you can separate this. So we can say this is 4x squared to the 3rd power over 5y to the 3rd power. Okay, well then what I can do is I can go ahead and I can say 4 cubed is 4 times 4 times 4, which is 64, and then x squared to the 3rd power. So x squared to the 3rd power is going to be x squared times x squared times x squared. So that's going to be x to the 6th. Okay, and then on the bottom I have 5 cubed, which is 125, and y cubed is y cubed. There it is. All right, B. Let's go ahead and you try this one on your own. All right, so let's see. First, I'm going to expand the inside here, right? Because I have exponents. So a squared to the 5th power is a to the 10th divided by b to the 5th, and this is times 1 over 2a squared. Okay. Well, a to the 10th and a squared will cancel out, so that's going to leave me with, right, this, and this is going to leave me with a to the 8th. So a to the 8th over, right, and then b to the 5th times 2, so 2b to the 5th. Okay? All right. Let's do this. We'll do this one last. This will be the last one, and then we'll talk about negative and 0 exponents. Okay, so we have 2r cubed, 3t squared, t to the 5th over 16. All right, so t to the 3rd power is going, or 2 to the 3rd power is 8. Right? 2 times 2 times 2 is 8. 8r cubed over 3 to the 3rd is 27. T to the 3rd is t cubed times, and then I have t to the 5th over 16. Okay, so now let's go ahead and cancel some of these out. Well, these three are going to cancel with this to make 2. I don't have any r's that cancel out. The 16 and 8 cancel out. This will become 2 here. So now I'm left with r cubed t squared over 27 times 2 is 54. All right. Okay, like I said, you don't need to write these notes down. If you really wanted to, I'm fine with that. If not, I'm also fine with that. All I want you to do is, if you're in first period, I want you to write the word Macbeth on really big in your notebook, and then when I ask to see your notes, that's all you have to show me, is you just show me Macbeth on written in your notes, and I'll know you have watched the video. Okay? And don't tell your friends. Okay, real quick. In the second period, I'll tell you in a second what I want you to do. Let's talk about negative exponents. Okay, here we go. I got 3 to the negative second. All right, negative second, if you remember this, it really means you do well, let's think about this. Let's say you have a number that says 3 squared, right? What does this mean? This means repeated multiplication, right? I'm going to multiply 2 times, so it's 3 times 3. Okay, that's what it says. So what 3 to the negative 2 says is you're going to do repeated division. Okay, so let's see, I've got it hidden in here somewhere. Where is it? I don't know. Where did it go? There it is. Okay. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a fraction bar here. And what happens is this 3, okay, and numbers in the numerator are being multiplied, right? And the numbers in the denominator are being divided, right? It's the number of pieces I cut something into. This is the number of pieces that I have. So when it's negative, I'm going to drop it down into the denominator, and now it is 3 squared, but it's in the denominator. And I have to have something that I'm cutting into pieces. So once I move that down, I'm going to have a 1. Okay? So 1 over 3 squared, which would be the same as 1 over 3 times 3, which is the same as 1/9. Okay, so I'm going to want you to be able to rewrite these things multiple times. Okay, second period, I want you to write the words Navy Pier in your notes. So when I ask you to see your notes, you can just show me the notes, or you can show me Navy Pier to know that you've watched it. Okay, I'm just going to show you one other basic thing about the negative exponents, and then we'll practice more in class. If I have a fraction, okay, if I'm going to work with this negative exponent, again, what it means is you flip, it's reverse of what you're doing, okay? So this 3 says I'm multiplying, and I'm going to repeat it, whatever it is, 2 times. This says I divide by 4, and I'm going to divide by 4 twice. What the negative says is you do the opposite. So instead of this being multiplied by 3 twice, I'm going to have to divide it by 3. So then it's going to drop down into the denominator. This 4 is normally being divided by 4, but I'm going to reverse it. So then it's going to move up into the denominator or the numerator because I'm multiplying it. Okay, so what this is going to end up looking like is 4/3 squared. Okay, which would be the same as 4 times 4 over 3 times 3, which is going to be 16 over 9. Okay, good. Bring questions to class. I know you have many of them. We'll do a bunch of practice with this, and then I'm also going to introduce the idea of 4 to the 1/2. Okay, so we're going to talk about exponents with fractions too. I know, super exciting, right? Okay.